And we are now going live to Byron Grey, who... Where are you, Byron? I haven't actually asked you. Are you in the Haven at the moment?
Yeah, I'm in Little Haven.
He's in Little Haven at the moment. And we're talking to Byron this morning because back in April, Byron did something quite remarkable. Do you want to just explain a little bit about what you did back in April, Byron?
I set myself a challenge of running the Pembrokeshire Coast Path in 7 days.
In 7 days. And just
Yeah.
to remind people, how long is the Pembrokeshire Coast Path?
It's about 186 miles, so it worked out about a marathon a day.
About a marathon a day over 7 days. And you were doing it for a good cause, weren't you? Or two good causes.
Yeah. Did it for Get the Boys a Lift and the RNLI, so
And
very good charities in Pembrokeshire.
Definitely. So the two very good causes, and we're talking to you about it now. You did it in April, but of course this week is Mental Health Awareness Week, and there is a focus and an attention on the foundation to talk about nature and being out and about in nature. So do you mind just explaining? You took on a challenge that was 100% in nature. What feelings did that have for you when you were doing the challenge?
I was lucky. I had amazing weather for it, so it was it was very enjoyable to do it in the sun through the week. But I did feel nature towards the end of the week when all the wind came in and a bit of rain. So.
And we were just saying off air, you did it in the untraditional way. You did Amroth, south of the county, all the way up through towards St Dogmael's at the top. Did you have a good set-off party? Did you have what support crews did you have whilst you were doing it?
I had an amazing support crew. I had people running with me most of the way, to be fair, which was really good.
That's amazing. And like linking that to mental health support as well. Doing things on your own is okay, but isn't it so much easier when you've got other people there that can support you?
Oh, definitely. It just takes your mind off the challenge, really. You just talk the whole time.
That's true, because you weren't necessarily doing it with a time in mind, were you? You were doing it to overcome a personal challenge of getting there. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and you've done this for two charities. Get the Boys a Lift, who are a mental health charity in Pembrokeshire. So for those that might not know, I drove past their board, their shop on Dew Street just yesterday. It's just up the road from the studios here, and they've supported over 220 people since opening through services. They offer free counselling, they have the parachute cards, and of course that's all funded through donations and through sales of their apparel. And we both play football for Broadhaven. We've got our own Get the Boys a Lift merchandise as well, so we can raise that flag for them. Do you think, you're a young man in Pembrokeshire, do you think that there are enough opportunities for young men to talk about mental health in the county? And do you think that Get the Boys a Lift have filled that void a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I think Get the Boys a Lift definitely offer a different place to go.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with them, the boys being young as well. It's very easy to go in and just have a chat with them, have a coffee with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've made it very easy, haven't they, for others to get involved and be like, I'm here to get a coffee, but if I need to talk about a little bit more, then you're not going to be kind of embarrassed about it, because they've made it such a safe space to be yourself and to actually be a little bit vulnerable, I think is fair to say. So you've already raised some funds. We're going to talk about the RNLI now. What was your target for fundraising?
My target was around 2,000 to try and get 1,000 for each charity, but gone over that.
I was going to say the generosity of the Pembrokeshire public has seen you already get through that target. So the GoFundMe page, which we've linked it to this conversation at the moment. You've already smashed your target. However, the RNLI, it's not a cheap institution to run, is it? It's saving lives is not cheap.
No, definitely not. We're looking for a new station as well at Little and Broadhaven. We're looking to make it a bit bigger, so all money.
Yeah, definitely. So you're raising money for the RNLI. It's not just something that you've heard of, that because you're a Pembrokeshire person, you're actually an active crew member with Little Haven and Broadhaven Lifeboat.
Yeah, I've been on the crew for about 3 years now, so...
Yeah, and it runs in the family.
just a little bit.
Yeah. So do you want to explain a little bit about your mum and your dad and their involvement with the lifeboat?
So my dad is the LOM in the Little Broadhaven lifeboat station. So that's the lifeboat operation manager. And then my mum is the trainer, like coordinator over there.
Yeah, and congratulations to your mum as well, who awarded was it an MBE earlier this year as well?
Well, she done it back in 2017 or something. But
Oh
yeah,
wow, it was quite, yeah.
really good.
So no pressure to sign up or to be part of the crew.
No, none at all.
No, but there's a real sense of community around all of these lifeboats. So, of course, Little Haven is just one of many lifeboat stations around the county, and it's one of the smaller ones. But you operate quite a vital function because you've got a smaller, like inland craft almost. That the rib type that you have can get to places that the all-weather lifeboats can't get to.
No, yeah. So we've kind of worked together with them. So we do we're an inshore lifeboat, so we go into all the beaches and stuff. So they stay out a bit deeper.
Yeah, and of course with lockdown, your call-outs haven't been as regular as they would normally be. But are you anticipating quite a busy summer ahead?
Yeah, especially with people not going abroad as much and coming down to Pembrokeshire. It's probably going to be quite busy.
Yeah, because as much as we've got a beautiful, beautiful coastline, it's dangerous on the tides. Like all of Pembrokeshire is pretty much tidal to huge depths, and the rip currents. And people that might be trying boating for the first time on a staycation in Pembrokeshire don't know the currents and the flows. It's dangerous out in the water.
It's very dangerous. Even just like an offshore wind can take one of them blow up kayaks or anything for miles.
Yeah. And of course, there's been a big increase in the kayaks and paddleboarding as well. It's something that you need to be careful for. And we run information adverts on here. The way to get the Coast Guard and the lifeboat if you're in danger, it's simple, isn't it? It's dialing that 999. Is that right?
Yeah, just call 999.
And I used to live in Little Haven, as you know. And do they still set off the flares to make sure that everyone clears the slipway?
No, they're not allowed that anymore. We just got a siren on the front.
A siren on the front. And it's amazing that the turnaround time to get you from call, because it's a pager that you have, or you get summoned. What's the target time to get from a call to in the sea?
We usually get around like 5-6 minutes from calls to on water. So
wow. And like,
good time.
That's seriously impressive, because you could be having your tea, you could be watching your favorite program, and then within 6 minutes you're in your all-weather suits and you're out about to save a life.
Yeah, basically.
And I can't emphasize this enough. You're volunteers.
Yeah, we're volunteers 365 days a year.
Yeah. And how big is the crew at Little Haven at the moment?
I think we've got around 20 crew, so not massive, but it's a good amount.
It does the job. That's fantastic. And you joined at 17. Kevin, who's also one of your crew members, he joined at 17, and he was recently acknowledged recently. Why was he acknowledged?
He just passed his 30 years service. So
30 years of volunteer. So you've got to beat that target now from Kevin.
Definitely someone to look up to. So
definitely. Catherine Walters, she's commented on the Facebook. She's saying well done with a round of applause. Helen Marie said Bordedara as well. And what's next? Is there more fundraising? Is there another challenge to come? What are you looking to achieve?
Definitely more fundraising, but I'm not sure about a challenge yet. I'm looking at going more into triathlons and stuff like that. But
interesting, because of course pilot events are coming, and the Fishguard St David's Triathlon is being touted as a potential venue come June. So we might have to pencil your name in now, Byron.
Might have to.
Byron, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
The
fundraising page is on our Facebook, and have a look at the work of the RNLI. Little Haven is just one of the stations that's dotted around the Pembrokeshire coast, saving lives every day. Wally the Walrus has made his home the Tenby Lifeboat Station, the all-weather craft there as well. So you can often see the crew with an air horn or metal poles trying to make noise to get him off. You don't have that issue in Little Haven. It's just the small narrow road to get out of the station and onto the beach. But keep up what you're doing, I've always been in awe of watching the lifeboat. I used to live on the hill that overlooked the station, and it's amazing that it is all voluntary. It's completely with the heart and will of the crew like you that save everyone that's going out onto the beach, because even the most experienced people can fall foul of the waves and a change in the weather, and it's nice going out into the ocean knowing that there's someone there that's able to come and rescue us. So on behalf of everyone that uses our shores, thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing your triathlon efforts in the future, and also having a kickabout with you at football in a couple of weeks' time as well.
Cheers, Tom.
Byron, thank you so much. And Byron Grey from Little Haven, part of the crew with the lifeboat station there. He ran the equivalent of 7 marathons, 7 days, the coastal path from Amroth to St. Dogmell's. It's Mental Health Awareness Week, so we're keeping up with that trend of being in nature, exercising, and he's raising money for Get the Boys Lift as well, mental health charity based just up the road here in Haverfordwest in Pembrokeshire. Byron, thank you very much. This is Medicine from James Arthur. Hope you like this one, Byron.